Alright, are we good? We good? Audio's coming through. I was just sharing it to the socials. We're animating. Power better not go out because I've been trying to work for 2 days. It's all delayed by 2 days. Let me check my levels. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Yeah, we are live. Okay. Couldn't find it for a second. Okay. Audio's coming through. Alright. Come on, come all. Come watch the monkey animate. The magic monkey. Ooh, ooh. Alright. Let me open my soda. This is going long. Alright. We're ready. We already got Blender open. Made this animation earlier today. So, that's his aggro animation, so he's ready to fight. And I think we're gonna stay in that same mood and make his punching animations. Alright. Alright, we're capturing? Yes, we are capturing. Hello, the adventurous. Welcome back. Right, let's duplicate this animation as a base. Punch underscore L. Sorry if I don't narrate my whole process. I'm just trying to get work done. Alright, so first step, I'm gonna delete all these keys. And, well, actually, let's just make his pose first. Let me get some pose reference. No, not search punch and it's just fruit punch. Yeah, looks good. Right. So this is punch L, so he's gonna be punching with his left arm. Stylized robot, so I don't mind if he's like warping a little bit. Gives it a bit more flavor. Anyway, we're listening to the Mario Galaxy OST while we work. I usually listen to a podcast, but you know, since we're live, It was just a little bit like the antenna's lagging behind. Kind of like the idea of him being like a little boxer. He is sort of box shaped. Gonna key that pole pose. Move it a little back. We do want to have him hold that pose a bit. In that first pose, we're gonna add a little bit of overshoot. That way it looks like there's a bit more force to a stop. I like just moving the pieces a little bit. I can afford to do that because it's a more stylized thing. Another thing I like to do is that you can like scale pieces up just to like give it a bit more emphasis. See? Boom. 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 Right. What we want to do first, though, before we continue animating further, we want to add a bit more anticipation to it. So I'm going to push these keyframes a bit forward. And we're going to duplicate this. Add a bit of a hold frame. And then like a wind up. Like he's pulling back. Slight rotation here. Slight rotation there. And pull back on the back of it. Animation is not for sane people. Alright? So if you're gonna work in animation, make sure something's wrong with you. This arm should be a bit more forward. You want to keep him looking at his target. And over here, you want the antenna pulling back a little bit. You know what? No. We want something more like this for the antenna. And then we put that there. So then when he starts pulling, yeah. That might be a little too extreme. So we might get a in-between pose from here. Something more like this. No, that doesn't make no sense. But yeah, we're in crunch time. This is supposed to be done already. But, power issues, the day job, and other things come up. But, you know, this is where you separate yourself. You have to animate your STEM class? Really? That's interesting. I never really had any animation in school until I went to college specifically for 3D art. And even then, they barely taught any animation in college. It was mostly modeling. Yeah, see that? Okay, I think we want a bit more of a smooth animation with the foot. Something that goes more in between like this. You know what? Maybe... No, it would make sense if the foot just returns to the pose at the end of the impact. Maybe lag the foot a little bit. You might have to pull the foot a bit forward too on this pose, because it's kind of locking. It's gimbal locking. If you don't know what gimbal lock is, it's when you're working with IK like I am, you know, inverse kinematics, and when you extend the thing and it becomes a perfect, like a flat angle, you know. See, there's like a bend here, right? When you pull it, it becomes a straight line. That's gimbal lock. And that's not typically something people like to use. People like to see in animation because it looks so unnatural. And yeah, I guess this is a robot. It kind of makes sense if it were to gimbal lock, I guess. Because robots are very snappy. But if you want to keep his balance, he shouldn't be gimbal locked. Right. We got those poses set. And now we want him to return. Oh, I heard a notification. Wyatt Singer. Hello. I heard the notification, but for some reason, YouTube subscriptions don't pop up on the screen. So, thanks for subscribing. Right. That looks like it's taken a bit too long to catch up. You know what? Maybe it should be more like this. No. No, hold on. You bring it forward. That doesn't make no sense. Hold on. No gimbal lock. Maybe I should just go in the air for a little bit. No, it looks like he's kicking up the, like, dirt. Delete that key. Oh wait, what did I delete? Just delete this key. It makes sense if there's like a bit of a lift. And then there's like a drop right here. Move this a little bit closer, and then we'll get the initial pose over here. Yeah, see? That's a loop. Right. Yeah, it's been a pretty long day. Power outages for the past 2 days straight. Hurricane on its way too. So, gonna be real crunchy this week. Alright, and what we're gonna do here, we're gonna duplicate this frame. We're gonna drag it out a bit over here. And then gonna have a little bit of an overshoot going upward. I love overshoot. Overshoot's maybe one of my favorite principles of animation. I think the hand is getting a bit too close to the face. Something I like to do to be a bit more subtle. I already showed this trick off earlier, but I just grab the bones that I want to change, and then I'll select the pose in between the poses I created, and then just replace the ones, so that way they're a bit more subtle. Might have made the overshoot a little bit too extreme, which is fine because nothing is sacred in animation. Okay, so kind of want this to bob a little down. Move this a little bit. That's a bit too snappy. Maybe it should already be up. That looks nice. Yeah, that's pretty decent. And now, we'll do something real cool. Look at this. So, I'm making animations for an asset pack for the Unreal Engine Marketplace, right? Well, Fab now. And we're just gonna mark this asset as to end on frame 32, because we want this to loop. In a proper loop, it would end one frame, quote unquote, early. So that way they loop properly, right? So when I export it, it'll export up until frame 32. But I usually have my return to default pose after the counter. So, yeah. So that way they loop properly. And now we duplicate this, call it punch R. Save it, add a false user. We're gonna copy paste all our poses. And then we're gonna delete this stuff. And we're actually gonna, no wait. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that. And then, wait, hold on. We're gonna select all these bones, not the feet. And we're going to paste flip. Oh wait, not like that. Hold on. This one might need the different method. Yeah, so we only want to copy and paste these keyframes. So, copy. Wait, no, these ones. Just these ones. Delete those keyframes. Paste flipped. And see that? We got this switched animation. But now we gotta fix the feet. Because see what they're doing here? So we want their hold poses to be the opposite of each other. So copy... Wait, no. Hold on. Yeah. Copy this pose. So it should be here. This one should be there. That one there. There. Meanwhile, the hold pose for this one should be over here. And then it should return front here. So you may have to adjust the timing a little bit on the foot. Right. We move this forward. And that's just kind of zooming over there. Can't have it zoom like that. Yeah, now it's lagging behind. So we gotta animate this like completely. Maybe it didn't have to flip the animation for the legs. Let's see how it looks with the... Let's go to... What was it? Where is Punch L? Oh, there it is. Let's copy the animation for the legs. Just go to here. We'll just delete all that. Paste. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. We'll see how I feel in the morning when I look at it. But okay, let me mark these off my list. So we already did the Punch L, Punch R. Those are done. What else do we do now? Walk. Could do the walk animation. So let's go to our idle for that base pose. And let's duplicate, walk. Okay. Grab these. Okay. Move this up. The knees should be pointed forward. I'd like to add a little bit of a tilt to the front step. And a small tilt like that. Back step. Now, something that a lot of people make mistakes when they're animating a walk for the first time is that they kind of sync the leg, like the left side of the leg with the right side, with the leg. Bleh. The left leg and the left arm share their positions. So like if the left leg is back, they put the left arm back. But what you want to do is that you want to have the left arm forward when the left leg is back, and vice versa with the right arm and right leg. And this sounds like an obvious thing, but a lot of people make that mistake when they're learning. I made that mistake when I was learning animation, you know. One thing animation has done for me is that I've sort of become more aware of how I move, more aware of how I, you know, carry myself. So, okay, so we already have a little bit of a tilt over here. So we kind of keep it more. And we're actually going to add a little bit of a sway. So he's kind of like tilted over here. Could go a bit further and do that. And then we tilt the spine to the left. Okay. Right. Can raise this a bit higher up. Then oh, he's a little bit way to the side. Yeah, that's a little bit better. We like that. And we're gonna key all this, delete all that, and put that at the end. Copy, paste flip. Right. So I'm animating at 30 frames a second right now. So that means every 30 frames is 1 second. If you're not familiar with the term. I know not everyone that watches is always mega familiar with what frames per second actually mean. So it means that every 30 seconds. So this may be going a little too fast because he's doing 2 steps in 1 second. It ends at frame 32. See, look at that. Oh, well. Okay, maybe that's not too fast. But we might see a change once we add our in-betweens. So we got our poses, our key poses. Now we need our in-betweens. Well, our breakdowns. So I usually like to keep... Oh! I usually like to keep the hips sort of straight at this point. Not too much of a height difference. Sort of like a middle ground between the up and the down pose. And then look, this foot that's going back, we want it to be flat. Right? So it should be flat. I usually put it a little bit behind the hip. And this foot would be a little bit higher up. Goes it like this. That's a bit too high. And I like to put the toe like this. Now, I was told by one of my teachers once that, like, oh, it looks like you're breaking his foot. And it's like, well, you know, I understand, but like, if you look at some stylized animation and look at their feet, look at how wacky they look when they walk. So, it's different schools of thought, right? Like, if you're gonna do like a realistic human character, you don't want their toe to be like that. But for like a robot, or like a cartoony robot like this one, like, it's fine, I would say. Alright, so... See that? We're already getting a little bit more life on the legs there. And then, you see how this arm is going forward? What I like to do is that I like to straighten it out a bit. Well, not that straighten out. It's more like I lag this part, right? The bicep, it goes a little bit backwards. And so does the forearm, but not so much. And the hand, I like to lag it a bit more. We can even go so far and lag the fingers a bit. So, see that? Kind of follows an arc. I find walks to be easier to do when you're using FK rotation. So like you just rotating like that. But I find it a lot harder to do when I have IK on the arms. But we don't gotta worry about that today, because we don't have IK on the arms right now. So now, since this is the arm that's going backward, I like lagging the arm a bit more. Right? So like this one, it gets kind of closer to gimbal lock, but this one would be doing the opposite. So it's kind of like forward like that. Nope. That. So, let me see how that looks. Yeah, see? Right. What I like to do is that I like to animate the first step complete, and then I just paste the flipped animation over. Right? And then like, so look, at this point, he should be putting his foot down like this. He plants his foot on the ground for balance, while this foot starts to take off. So this is the down pose. So we can make him like bend down a bit. Although, you know what? Let's not lean it. Let's lean it back. See that? Maybe not so much. Yeah. And then on the down pose, the arms I usually see go up a bit. So we don't have the lag going on yet. They're still going upward in their motion. That may be a bit too extreme. That's a little bit too hard. Cause see, already here, this is when I start to like retime it. Oh, we still have like leftovers here. So I think we're gonna do 20 frames per one step. So that means the middle pose could be around 10. And the down can be around 5. And this would end at 40. Right. Now we can start working on the up pose. And the up is the opposite of the down. So I think he usually leans forward. And this is when the foot starts not reaching extreme, but it's getting ready to reach the peak of its extension. And this is when I usually like to lift the forward foot like this. See? Alright. Already ready to start copy pasting this stuff. So 25, paste flipped. See that? Yeah. We're doing pretty good so far. We're gonna add a bit more bounce to it. Like the antenna should be going up and down. But yeah, we're streaming a little early today because I need to work and I wanted to do this stuff on stream. That on the down pose, the antenna goes up, and on the up pose, it kind of lags down. So then, maybe a bit too much in the contact poses. No, I don't like that. Yeah, maybe the up pose, it's a bit too much. Something feels wrong with his arm. That looks better. Okay. We can do some exaggeration over here. And you know, I don't want to disconnect them completely. We can pull this one so it kind of stretches up his torso on the down pose. A lot of people don't like it when you move bones like this, but I think it gives it a certain stylistic appeal, and it makes it more interesting to look at. Because look at this, this isn't a realistic character. You want there to be something like exaggerated in it. So, I think on the down, I'm also going to be pulling his head a little bit up. Yeah. See that? I've made so many walk cycles. For the down pose, I think I'm gonna raise the shoulders up like that. Yeah. That's serviceable for now. Okay. Well, you know what? We didn't add any animation for the fingers. Oh wait, no, did we? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Hold on. Something's wrong with the feet. They look like they're kind of going on rails. So I want this guy to move it like this. That's more interesting. Let's move over here. Move over there too. Pull the head down too for this. All right. Actually, let's keep them to the side. And then touch down. Yeah. I think that's better. God of War camera. Dream health okay? Looks like we're doing good. Alright, let's mark off my list. Walk is done. So that leaves how many animations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 animations left. Okay. That's doable. I can do that. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Gonna throw up the be right back screen. And we will return shortly after these messages. Alright, we're back. And is my audio coming through? Yes, it is indeed. Okay. We're back. Let me just... I have... Oh, there they are. Okay. What's going on now? Oh, there's something like lagging. Okay, there we go. Now. Okay. All right. Let us take off the Be Right Back screen, because we're back. And actually, I think we're gonna switch to Mario Sunshine for the music. Alright. So, what do we do now? The run? Yeah, maybe we'll do the run. Since we're already doing movement. Might as well. Okay. Run. Okay. That was pretty good. Then copy. Flip. Delete these. Delete those. My approach for run animations is a little different from walk. Because walking and running are obviously very different activities. Gotta get this pose. This is called a suspend pose. Okay. Alright, let's grab this. Pose 4. Frame 24. It's kind of like a moon run. Like a low gravity run. Okay. Happy. Delete that. Face flipped. What's going on here? Right, we can squeeze these frames together to speed them up. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. I like to include 2 speeds of my run animations, because that way people can do whatever they want. Yeah, this is more like a jog. Honestly, I should call it a jog, but what I usually do is I call it run and then run faster. So I'm gonna duplicate this and make the run faster animation. I'm gonna squeeze these frames again. Yeah, see, it looks a lot more fluid. See that? Just raise it a bit and it looks completely different. Move this a bit back. That's a lot better. All right. Yeah, it's working good. Do. Right. I think we can make this more extreme. Do. Yeah, I like that bounce. Ah, I see what's going on. Look at that there. Yeah, that's a lot better. Did we make this faster? Let's see. Not sure about that. I think that'll be good. Yay. You know what? Different music? I think we do different music. Something to match the vibe of this little robot. Give me 1 second. Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, I think we'll do Sonic Unleashed. Do. Alright. So let's clear these out. Let's see, we did the run and run faster. This is another thing I like to do. For this one, we can do the faster underscore chase. That's what's on the list. It's basically the same animation, however, it's more like his arms raised. We're gonna use the symmetry. We're gonna pick up symmetry. All this stuff. Make sure it's keyed. Drop it over here. Copy. Face flip. Okay. Okay. Just copy paste these. Yeah, that was nice. Now, we do copy these frames again. Copy frames. And we're gonna go to run and duplicate run underscore chase. Delete those frames. Paste. And then this one ends frame 34. Is that right? Okay, so this one ends at 33. Yeah, that's good. Let's mark where this one ends too. 29. Then this one is also 33. And chase faster. 29 was. Alright. Honestly, I really do want to make a long form animation. It's been a while since I've done anything long form. Alright. So we have a bit more animations left. I might do the jump animations. Those are pretty easy. Can knock those out real quick. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 animations for jumping. And what I usually do for jump animations is that I make one animation and then I cut it into 3 other animations. So you'll see how I do that. Where is the idle? I want the idle. There it is. So we duplicate the idle. This is Robert _ jump. Delete all those keyframes. And now we know it's gonna be like maybe 24 frames. So frame 7. Want to do, I'm gonna make a hold animation, and this is gonna be like an anticipation. Get rid of the symmetry. Yeah, see? Hold on. You want to do... Let's key the whole thing. And then we're going to do another thing right just like that. Another hold frame. And this is going to be like a bit more exaggerated. Then you want to make that floating animation. Be careful when you're animating jump animations for games, because when you do so, you have to keep in mind that root motion is not translated, usually. So it's better to just keep in mind where, like, you know, your character is always going to be in the origin, which is the root bone over here, right? And what's going to be moving is the pawn, right? Not actually the character. Now, Unreal Engine has a pretty useful feature where you can turn off root motion, so you can animate normally if you want, but I like to cut that step out by just animating that way. But I still do lift the bones a little bit like this. I just don't go too high. And here, I like to hold the foot Okay. Alright, we might have to add a few more frames. Okay, It's a bit too slow. I think we're gonna adjust the frames. Head is like bobbing a lot. That doesn't make no sense. Delete that one. Okay. How long have we been live? An hour and 30? I think I'm gonna take a break and I'll come back. Yeah. I'll be right back. Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm making an executive decision. I am tired, so we're gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. That's awesome. We're officially at... Are we at 390? Hold on. Let me see. Are we at 390? No, we're at 389. Ah, so someone lied. Okay. Alright. So, thanks. And, good night. See you guys in the next stream. I don't know. Maybe we'll do Asura's Wrath. We'll see. Bye-bye.